Hey kids, Pastor Brian here, the High Rock family pastor, and I am here with Pastor Kristian Hernandez, who is part of our Revelation 7 team. But I'm guessing many of you might not know what the Revelation 7 team is. So let me tell you, in the book of Revelation, chapter 7, God talks about how his people come from every nation and tribe and language and people. So in other words, God's people come from every color, culture, and country, which means that to understand how to love God and others well, we need to connect and understand and be with Christians from all over the world. So our Revelation 7 team is a group of pastors from other churches who represent various cultures that might help us get to know God and each other in some new and important ways. And so over the next 3 weeks, you're going to get to hear from some of those Revelation 7 pastors. And we're going to start today with Pastor Kristian. So Pastor Kristian, thank you so much for being with us. It is great to have you. Thank you for your time. And I wonder if you could just introduce yourself, give a little bit of an overview of who you are, your family, your church, maybe something fun we should know about you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Pastor Brian, and thank you, High Rock family and children. It's such a gift for me to be able to hang out with you all. So I am married to a wonderful woman named Erin. I'm Puerto Rican. She's Irish. And so, which means when we come together, it's always fun and lively. We have 4 amazing kids. Our daughter Alexa is 12. Luke is 9. Michael just turned 7 the day before Thanksgiving. And Brielle, she was born with Down syndrome, and she is going to be 2 in March. And so our family, 12 to 2-year-old, that spectrum. Yeah. So it's beautiful and it's fun. Something that fun that maybe to know about me that you wouldn't know unless I told you. When I was a kid, I was in a ton of school plays, and one of the plays I played a lizard boy, and I had a paper mache tail, and I had to deliver these really embarrassing lines in front of hundreds of people. One of them was, "Never fear, Lizard Boy is here." And I'll spare you the details, but yeah, that's
oh man,
something.
I'm gonna call you Lizard Boy at least at some point now. That is good. That is good.
You know, remember that out of the kindness of my heart, I shared this.
Yes, okay. I will use it sparingly, but that's too good. At some point that needs to come up. Yes. Awesome. Well, hey, we are talking about what Christmas means to me, and we're curious about a little bit, maybe just when you were growing up. Why don't we just hit on a favorite gift in terms of what Christmas meant to you, and when looking at gifts, what was a favorite gift you got as a kid?
Oh man, I'll never forget it. My mother got me a small little arcade. It looked like a bigger arcade kind of game of Donkey Kong, but it was like small for a kid to hold. That was my greatest gift. When it broke, I cried very strong tears. But yeah, my favorite gift.
Oh man, that was such a classic video game. That was like, those were then like the epic video game days. Those were the good days.
Absolutely.
Pac-Man, Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Space Invaders. Oh man, I love that game.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah,
now you're talking.
That was good. Well, we're talking about gifts as well with your passage that you chose to preach, that you'll be preaching in the service this Sunday. And I'm curious why you chose this passage that talks about some special gifts that were given.
You know, it's one of the most startling passages I feel in the Bible when it comes to this season that we're in, because basically this passage describes the first Christmas that has ever happened. And so when I look at that passage and I look at the way I celebrated Christmas growing up as a kid, and now as I'm trying to celebrate this season and teach my kids about the significance of it, kind of when I put all of those things together, some really interesting, powerful, significant conversations happen. And so that's why that passage really draws me.
Yeah. And it's a cool passage. It's really kind of, the kids probably know it as the story of the wise men, but it also has another character, Herod. And there's 2 different reactions in the passage, right? The wise men travel to worship Jesus. Herod finds out about Jesus and wants to kill him. So
Yes.
what do you think we learn from these two different responses to Jesus in the passage that we'll be looking at?
Yeah, I think one of the powerful things we could learn is the difference between those two reactions, where the wise men, their life, if you look at their journey, the journey that they took, the physical journey, traveling from east, far east, to coming to worship Jesus, I think that's a beautiful image of what our lives should look like, in that worshiping Jesus looks like a life journeying in the direction of Jesus. And during that journey, you can encounter a lot of stuff, because as they were traveling to worship Jesus during those days, traveling by caravan, it was a tough, dangerous journey. And yet they were heading there no matter what, they were going to get there. Whereas Herod had a totally different reaction. He was threatened by Jesus. The idea that Jesus would be worshiped and not him threatened him. And I think for us, where that could really speak to us is, what are some of the ways that we want to be worshiped? Or another way of thinking about that is when we want to be the center of everything, versus letting Jesus be the center of it. When we feel threatened in those ways, how could we have a reaction that's similar to the wise men versus similar to Herod? I think that's something important to consider.
Yeah, and Herod was just like right down the road too. It's kind of funny, like the wise men came from far away to worship him. Herod just like could have easily and chose.
That's a very, very powerful point. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I learned from you recently. And I love this. We've had so much fun thinking about this. I can't wait to celebrate my first Three Kings Day. I've never done it. You grew up doing it, but it has a lot to do with this passage, the three kings or the three wise men. Can you tell us a little bit about it, and then how you think it's another holiday that can help us celebrate and connect with Jesus better?
Yeah, I think, for me growing up in our household, it was like we had two Christmases, in that everyone around us was celebrating Christmas Eve, 24th, and Christmas Day, the 25th. And that was kind of one Christmas. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of went away. Then folks celebrated New Year's, and then everything was gone. Kind of this whole season.
That's what I got.
But then a few days after, for us, we would have Three Kings Day. And that's when we would honor this very act. What we read in the passage, we would honor the decision of these wise men to come and worship Jesus and bring these really expensive, luxurious gifts to honor Jesus in that way. And what we do is we bring gifts to each other. And so primarily little kids, we would stuff shoe boxes with like hay and things of that nature to kind of resemble the manger. And then we would wake up and there would be gifts. And we would do that for each other as a family. And then there would just be lots of music and laughter and good food. And just, it was a party where we would just celebrate this significant moment in Scripture.
Outstanding, man. I'm so excited. We're doing Three Kings. We got all the stuff, and
that's awesome.
If you didn't get an Advent bag, you can learn online how to do it. And Pastor Kristian is the one that taught us. So we're looking forward to it. So thanks for being with us and sharing a little bit about this. I wonder if you'd just be willing to close us by praying for all of us as we're entering into this season and wanting to connect with God through all of it.
Absolutely. Let's pray.
Thanks.
God, thank you so much for, Lord, the wonderful children and families that are a part of High Rock, that are all coming around this season with open hearts and wanting to meet you, the living God. Jesus, would we draw closer to you in this season as you are drawing closer to us? Help every child, every family just encounter you powerfully and deeply. And Lord, thank you for Pastor Brian and for the rest of the pastors and leaders at High Rock, for their love and their care for all these wonderful families. May this be a truly blessed Advent season. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right, last question. Favorite Christmas song? What's your favorite way to sing in Christmas?
That's rough. I have so many. Well, I'll give you two. One is the one we grew up singing, Feliz Navidad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was just our deal. And so look it up. It's classic.
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, I love that. Good one.
Prospero año felicidad. I can't. I'm stumped that I can't remember the singer's name. My mother's gonna be so upset that I forgot his name. And then the other song is Mariah Carey, when she just belts out those notes about Christmas. And so those are probably my two top favorite songs.
Good. Awesome. All right. Quick story for me. My mom goes to a nursing home and plays piano, and a woman last year asked her to play Feliz Navidad. She takes requests. My mom didn't know it, and she was so sad that she couldn't play for this woman. So this year she's been working on it, and she's ready to go back, and she's ready for that woman to ask for her to play Feliz Navidad. She's like, she's got it. So she's ready to rock it. So
someone needs to record that. That's amazing. That's going to be incredible. Oh, that's really cool of your mom to do that.
Yeah. Well, thanks again for being with us, and Feliz Navidad to you. And
igualmente, hermano.
Thank you.
Blessings, man.
All righty.